Hey guys, today I will be doing uh I will be ranking consoles. Um so I'm going to be ranking them. I'm going to be considering how many they sold, how fun they are. Um I'm kind of into this kind of stuff, like into video game consoles even though I don't have any money to buy any um but or any newer ones. Uh but yeah, so we'll be ranking these. And so it's mostly going to be Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox, but we do have a couple Sega consoles, their most popular console and their last console. Uh, so uh, the Genesis and Dreamcast, and then we're doing the Atari 2600 too. But that's about all. Um, so yeah, all right. So we'll start out with the PS5. Um, it's an A, especially with design. The controller's great. Got many features. It's got great games. Um, uh, and then yeah, um, the Xbox Series X and S. Um, so if I was just doing the S, it would probably be a B because it's a good solid console, but it's not great. Um, but then I don't know. I'm an Xbox fan, so I might be a little biased. Uh, I would put Series X in S tier, especially because I love playing older games with backwards compatibility, and it has complete backwards compatibility with all Xbox games. But I'm just gonna go in the middle and call it A. Really like the Series X. Um, Nintendo Switch S tier. Um, yeah, it's just a great console. I believe the PS5 has sold 30 million. The Series X and S has sold 20 million, and then the the Nintendo Switch has sold like around 120 million. So yeah, that's a lot. PS4 B tier, and I'll explain. It's a good console, but it's just not like great. It's not super revolutionary or anything. Didn't have any big problems like the PS3 and Xbox 360 did. But it's just like not. It's kind of underwhelming. It doesn't have any backwards compatibility either. Um, and then the Xbox One, I'm gonna have to put it in C. I'm an Xbox fan, so that kind of hurts. But they kind of advertised it as like TV, 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 and it just didn't go well. They estimate about 40 or 50 million consoles. The Xbox One consoles have been sold. They stopped selling them in 2020. They still sell the PS4 for some reason at the original price, and it's a slim model. I don't know why. But anyways, Wii U D tier. It did lay kind of like the base, the groundwork for the framework for the Nintendo Switch. You can see some similarities. The technology wasn't quite there yet, and just had some problems and stuff. And some people just thought it was an extension to the Wii. So it was a combination of poor marketing and just it wasn't that great. Um, so that's why it only sold 13 million units. Uh, So yeah, that was a big flop. Uh, I'm not. I don't think I said the PS4 yet, but it has sold like 118 million units. So yeah, the Wii S tier. Obviously, I'm gonna put it ahead of the Nintendo Switch. It's a great console. They sold like 110 million, 100 million consoles. But it's one of those consoles where you can just pick it up and play with friends and have a great time 9 times out of 10. Uh, and then Xbox 360, I'm going to put this in B tier. It would be A tier. I like it, but like Like I have one, but it just had so many problems with scratching up discs and obviously Red Ring of Death. I To be funny, I kind of got a picture of the Red Ring of Death. Of course, this isn't like the three rings; it's just the AV cable isn't in. Anyways, I thought that was funny. PS3 B tier as well. Um, it was a good console. Didn't have as many problems as the 360, but I think people have more fun. A lot more people say they have more fun memories of the 360. I personally like it better, but I'm a little biased. So that's my yeah. So B tier for these three. PS2 S tier. Um, Here I'll put this in front of the Wii. I think it was a little bit better than the Wii. Um, I mean it sold 155 million units most of all time. Um, just great console. I have one. Yeah, I have a lot of memories. Even though I've had it for only a couple of years, I've had a great time playing it. Um, Original Xbox. So this outsold Nintendo this year with the GameCube. Um, I'm gonna have to put this in B. I would put this in C because like I don't know. I would put it in C, but like it was the most powerful console at the time. Um, yeah, yeah. So that's um, it had good games like Halo and stuff. But it wasn't really a great console by any means. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in B, B tier. If it wasn't the most powerful console, I would probably put it in C. Um, Nintendo GameCube, that's going to be a B as well. Just because they didn't sell that much. If they sold more than 19 million, I'd say I put this at the top of the B tier. But if they sold more than 19 million units or 20 million units or whatever, I would probably put this in A tier. But there's also another reason. The Nintendo Wii, again, it going back to the Nintendo Wii, it played all GameCube games too. So that makes the Wii even better. And I mean, the GameCube's a great console, but you can also get a Wii and basically have almost all the features that the GameCube had, or at least play all the same games. Sega Dreamcast, it's between C or D. I think I'm gonna put it in uh, D because it was a flop. It was kind of their Sega was kind of on their last leg, and this was their make or break console, and it really wasn't. It was a good console, of course, but I don't know. People just didn't buy it as much as the GameCube and the Xbox and the PS2, of course. Um, I mean, and then they didn't have a good selection of games for it when it first came out too. So, anyways, Nintendo 64. This is another B console. It was good. It was one of the jump to 3D consoles. Um, One of the consoles that jumped to 3D. It did a good job of that. It sold 30 million units. It's probably closer to the top of the list for the Bs. But I'm not sure if I would consider it an A console. I know people had great memories playing this. Have great memories playing this. Um, Again, people still play this to this day and have like do speed running for Mario 64 and that kind of stuff. PlayStation 1, that's going to be an A, top of the A list. It sold over 100 million, 110 million units. Was 100? I think it was 110. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think it was 110. Um, I wouldn't call it S tier. It was really good, but like not super good. Like just not quite good enough for S tier. All right, Virtual Boy. Yeah, it's going back in F. Horrible console. It was red. The picture was all red. It was pixelated, and it just gave people headaches, and it was annoying. It only sold like 75,000 units, I think. So yeah, it was a big flop by Nintendo. SNES, this is going in B tier as well. It was a really good console, but just like it was, yeah, it wasn't as good as the NES, which I think will be going above the Series X and PS5. Um, Good console. It really made home video games really popular. Um, Sega Genesis, another B. It was a good console, but like it couldn't outsell Nintendo with their SNES, and yeah, I know people had fun playing the Genesis, um, but yeah, I don't think it's good enough for A tier. All right, last console, the Atari 2600. I think it's gonna be another B. For the time, it was great. It really kicked off home video games. Uh, it really wasn't that great of a console. Um, I think they sold it until like mid '90s. It came out in like the '70s, and they sold it until then. It was still being sold brand new uh, in the '90s. So that was, yeah, uh, pretty weird. Um, but yeah, this is uh, my tier rankings, or whatever you want to call it, for um, gaming consoles. Um, Tell me in the comments what you think should have been higher or should have been lower. Um, Try to keep this rank to a minimum. I just realized that would be assuming that just people other than my friends watch this video. Um, but yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.